By now, you might have heard of a little game being developed by Owlcat called the Expanse Osiris Reborn. But what exactly is it? Who are we playing as? What happened on Eros? And why are we trapped on a highly advanced stolen spaceship? In short, Osiris Reborn is a third-person action RPG set in the gritty universe of the Expanse. The game kicks off by introducing your player character and your twin Jade. The two of you are working as mercenaries for Pinkwater security. If you're new to the lore, you might be wondering who exactly are they. Pinkwater is essentially the corporate muscle of the Sol system, a massive private military firm handling high-stakes security and corporate policing from Earth to Ganymede and Callisto. They take center stage as your employer in Osiris Reborn, and your story begins while you're technically off the clock, trying to enjoy some shoreline before an unexpected crisis catches everyone completely exposed, turning a routine day off into a brutal fight for survival. That day off takes place on Eros Station. Eros is a major hollowed out asteroid colony spun up to provide artificial gravity, serving as a busy commercial trade hub and lawless, crime-ridden port for Belgium. For a Pinkwater mercenary, it is the perfect place to get lost, spend some blood money, and disappear into the neon-drenched shadows of the underground. However, your shoreline and much-needed rest are abruptly cut short. Chaos suddenly erupts across the facility, and an escalating emergency forces the entire station under a strict quarantine, kicking off a massive solar system-wide conspiracy. Trapped behind locked blast doors with a mysterious infection rapidly spreading, and a corporate cleanup crew, effectively a death squad sent to erase the evidence, closing in, you realize you're completely on your own. Amidst the total mastery of your friends and colleagues, you find your way to the only ticket out of the station, a heavily guarded experimental prototype ship. You and Jade manage to hijack the advanced corporate vessel and escape the carnage, but you aren't safe yet. Seeking answers, you pilot the stolen ship to your home base at Pinkwater 4 Station, where you reunite with an old friend, a former Martian engineer named Zafar. But the peace doesn't last. Corporate cleanup crews quickly ambush the station to reclaim their stolen assets, and as it turns out, Zafar isn't the only ally you'll pick up during the chaos. Preview material shows Michael joining the group during the attack on Pinkwater 4. Realizing the corporate cleanup crews are leaving 0 survivors, Michael needs a ticket out just as badly as you do. Since you, Zafar, and Michael all share a sudden, urgent need to avoid getting wiped out by the corporate strike team, he joins forces with you and Jay right then and there to help you fight your way back down to the docking base. Together, you manage to blast your way through the ambush and escape the burning station, turning your old friend Zafar into the ship's new life support expert and officially rounding out your early game squad with your core team assembled. This is where the game's unique companion and combat structures really start to shine. Based on the beta footage and hands-on impressions released so far, the combat appears to revolve around 6 connected systems. First is cover-based gunplay. Weaponry includes standard universe staples like assault rifle, shotguns, sniper rifle, and pistols. However, positioning is lethal, and cover can be damaged or bypassed, and enemies can use grenades and pressure tactics to stop you from remaining in one position indefinitely. Second, gadgets and skills. Instead of biological or biotic powers like you'd find in Mass Effect, your loadout relies heavily on tactical tech. You can equip gear like tactical scanners to track enemies through structures, incendiary ammo, shoulder cannons, seeker drone swarm, and propulsion-assisted grenades. The third system is the exploit system. Your on-field companions will be active participants, rather than passive bullet sponges. The game features contextual environmental opportunities called exploits. For example, you can order a squad mate to shoot a specific bulkhead lock or gas pipe right as an enemy squad passes underneath, crushing or immolating them without wasting a single drop of precious ammo. Taken together, these systems suggest Owlcat is not building a conventional cover shooter. It is trying to turn every room into a tactical problem, where ammunition, positioning, and the environment all matter. 4. The time dilation tactical pulse. Much like classic tactical RPGs, you have access to a tactical wheel to issue commands, target specific threats, or coordinate squad abilities. While it does not completely freeze time, the tactical wheel dramatically slows down the action rather than removing the pressure entirely, giving you time to issue orders while the fight continues around you. 5th, hard sci-fi zero-G combat. During exterior encounters, lines of sight become increasingly more sparse, which changes the rhythm of combat. Movement becomes more deliberate. Breaking cover requires careful calculation. Magnetic boots shape positioning, and eliminated enemies can drift away into the void. And finally, we have the squad setup, active versus ship support. When you drop into a mission, you take your protagonist along with a max of 2 active companions who fight by your side. What makes this unique is that the crew members you leave behind on your ship aren't just sitting idle. They provide active, long-distance support during fights by remote hacking enemy network terminals, jamming communications, or providing sniper fire from a distance to create openings for your ground team. Altogether, it's a highly tactical loop where you must carefully coordinate your team's ability to break enemy defenses, making reckless out-of-cover gunplay a quick ticket back to your last save file. The wider political state and why it matters. The political landscape of the Expanse is essentially a tense 3-way Cold War balancing on a knife edge. Understanding the friction between these 3 factions is crucial because it drives every single conflict in the universe, including the background chaos of Osiris Reborn. To understand why the system is a powder keg ready to explode, we have to look at the 3 factions constantly at each other's throats: Earth, Mars, and the Belt. Earth, the United Nations. Earth is an old money superpower, run by the UN. It's a planet completely drowning under its own weight with a population over 30 billion people. Because resources are so scarce, a huge chunk of the population lives on basic assistance, meaning they have housing and food, but no jobs or upward mobility. Earth is bloated and resource starved, but they still possess the largest, most dominant military fleet in the solar system, and they fiercely protect their historical dominance. Mars, the Martian Congressional Republic. Mars is a new money challenger. A few generations ago, Mars broke away from Earth to form its own republic. The entire Martian society is fiercely disciplined and driven by a single collective goal: the terraforming project to turn the red planet green. Because they are outnumbered by Earth, Mars compensated by developing the most advanced high-tech military navy in existence, the MCRN. They are proud, fiercely independent, and constantly on high alert against Earth's interference. The Belt, the Outer Planet Alliance. Then you have the Belt. Belters are the blue-collar backbone of the solar system, living on hollowed-out asteroids like Eros or stations near Saturn and Jupiter. They spend their lives mining the water, ice, and raw minerals that fuel the luxury of Earth and Mars, yet they see almost none of the profits. Generations of living in low gravity have changed them physically, making them taller with elongated bone, and they are heavily exploited by the inners. The Outer Planet Alliance, or OPA, is a loose, often fractured network of labor unions and radical factions fighting to establish Belter independence. This geopolitical nightmare is exactly why the events of the game are so dangerous. When a crisis hits a station like Eros, a Belter port heavily populated by the working class, the political fallout threatens to shatter the fragile peace between Earth and Mars. As a Pinkwater mercenary caught in the middle, you aren't fighting for a noble cause or a government banner. You, your twin Jade, and your crew are just trying to survive the crossfire of a solar system that is actively tearing itself apart. Ultimately, the Expanse Osiris Reborn is shaping up to be a seriously compelling sci-fi RPG. Owlcat is taking a universe already packed with incredible depth, rich lore, and great storytelling, and injecting it with some fresh tactical mechanics. Its greatest opportunity is not to imitate Mass Effect, but to become something harsher, more political, and unmistakably rooted in the Expanse. And for players waiting for another crew-driven science fiction RPG, that may be exactly why it matters. But I want to hear from you. Do you trust Owlcat to translate its RPG depth into a third-person action? Thank you for watching. Videos like this take time to make, researching the lore, checking the details, and turning scattered information into something clear and worth watching. If you would like to help support that work, you can find the Traveler Project on Patreon. Your support helps create the time, tools, and breathing room needed to make more videos like this and keep building the channel properly. The link is in the description.